Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Sagittarius, January 17, 2025. Power struggles are possible today with retrograde Mars in your sign opposing the Sun, but this can also be a time for outside interference or feedback to indirectly get you to a better understanding of yourself. Still, it can be challenging to keep a cool head at times today. You could feel restless, blocked, or vetoed now, and applying yourself isn't easy. Avoid pushing matters, but pay attention to the emotional slush that emerges today with conflicts, as it can be very revealing. Aim to learn how your approach to getting what you want can be improved. Take your time forming conclusions and decisions. If you observe your actions carefully, you may recognize a self-destructive tendency that you can work on. This transit can pull up buried desires, and getting a straight story from others can be a lesson in frustration for now. Prepare for another frustrating and anxious day ahead. This is because the bright sun will turn a corner and approach a sharp clash with mighty Mars, the red planet of anger and war. Everyone will feel on edge and ready for battle as tension sizzles and crackles. Don't charge into a war just for the sake of ithis is how scars are formed. When it comes to your personal and romantic life, don't aggressively rock the boat, even if you're feeling triggered. This could create a ferocious clash that ends up leaving you both wounded and gun-shy to open up about your emotions and ideas going forward. Do your best to dissipate the volatile energy now. Cool it. You may need to work on your coping mechanisms since the Sun in Capricorn will oppose Mars retrograde in Cancer. Work is not easy, even if you do work remotely, independently, or as the boss. You still have to deal with other people, deadlines, problems, and more. Going through the motions can also be equally frustrating. Lately, your aggravation might have become more noticeable to everyone around you. Instead of doubling down, consider this as an opportunity to consider how you manage your stress at your job. You can give to others without sacrificing your own health. And, if you take your health seriously, you know that every decision we make throughout the day has to do with our health. So, if your friends want to meet for coffee and talk, go for it, but order herbal tea if you are trying to minimize your caffeine intake. A good idea these days. If it's pasta night, have 2 servings of salad. You may find that the fun you planned for today is suddenly geared more towards a family event. That is the nature of this day, and it is exposing you to its true meaning. You may find a lot of excitement in viewing the world through a child's eyes. What a wonderful way to experience things anew. The environment you are exposed to may well be group-oriented, focusing on fun and excitement. It is not necessarily one that takes you too far away from your home turf. Before Mars left Leo last week, the warrior planet of the cosmos had spent his final days clashed with Pluto in Aquarius, something that might have created some personal or relationship tension in the early days of the year. Yet as the moon makes its first visit to Leo for the year and does the same, while there might be some strong emotional responses, this is the more fleeting and familiar monthly reminder when it comes to a balance between your own and your relationship needs that is so important. With Pluto in your relationship sector for the next 20 years, the moon is making sure your own needs aren't forgotten. As the moon makes its first visit to Leo for the year, it is also making its first clash with Pluto in your relationship sector for the year. With Pluto here until 2044 and the moon returning every 4 weeks, this will be a familiar and fleeting monthly check when it comes to a balance between your own and your relationship needs. This makes it important to ignore any personal or relationship tension this might create, for it will quickly pass while paying attention to the message. Our eyes in the sky. When the Sun in Capricorn opposes Mars retrograde in Cancer, you may feel an unusual sense of imbalance, as though the universe is nudging you to test your patience and resilience. This celestial opposition can make even simple tasks seem daunting, and you might find your motivation waning. On days like this, it's essential to remember the power of a deep breath and a moment of grounding. Have you ever paused amidst chaos to center yourself, only to realize that calmness could completely transform your perspective? Such moments remind us of the importance of composure, allowing us to navigate challenges with clarity and grace. It's not uncommon during these times to encounter individuals who seem to test your limits, intentionally or not. Whether it's a colleague, a friend, or even a stranger, the key is to remain centered and not let their actions dictate your emotional state. Reflect on a time when you successfully kept your cool in a tense situation. How did that affect the outcome? Often, it is our calm response that de-escalates conflicts and turns a potentially negative encounter into a positive learning experience. These are the moments that underscore our strength and resilience, reinforcing our ability to handle adversity with grace. Low energy levels might accompany these emotional tests, making it even more challenging to push through the day. However, it's important to acknowledge that everyone has off days, and it's perfectly okay to feel less than your best. On such days, self-compassion becomes your greatest ally. Think about a time when you gave yourself a break and allowed space for rest and recuperation. Didn't that make all the difference in how you felt afterward? By embracing self-care, you give yourself permission to recharge, which ultimately helps you regain your strength and focus. Interestingly, making a conscious effort to be friendly and open, even when you're feeling low, can have a surprising impact. Your warmth and genuine interest in others can brighten not just your day but also the days of those around you. Have you ever noticed how a simple act of kindness can ripple outward, creating a positive atmosphere? These gestures, small as they may seem, can leave lasting impressions and foster deeper connections. The joy of seeing someone smile because of your kindness can be incredibly uplifting and a reminder of the power of human connection. Sometimes, minor disagreements with friends or loved ones arise, and it's easy to blow them out of proportion. However, it's crucial to remember that these small conflicts are often just that small. They don't threaten the strength of a solid relationship. Offering a sincere apology when you've said something regrettable can mend fences quickly. Have you experienced the relief and renewed closeness that comes after resolving a misunderstanding with a heartfelt apology? Such moments teach us about the resilience of our relationships and the importance of communication in maintaining them. Even when everything seems to be going well, you might feel a lingering sense of dissatisfaction, perhaps yearning for more recognition or special treatment. It's worth considering whether these desires are realistic or if they might be setting you up for disappointment. Letting go of unfulfilled expectations can be liberating. Have you ever felt a weight lift after releasing an unrealistic goal? Embracing what is can bring peace and contentment, helping you focus on the positives rather than what's missing. Your charm and openness make you a magnet for people, and your ability to strike up meaningful conversations with strangers is a gift. These spontaneous connections can lead to enriching experiences for both you and the people you meet. Have you ever had a random encounter that left you feeling uplifted and inspired? Such interactions highlight the beauty of openness and the unexpected joys it can bring into our lives. In financial matters, it's prudent to stay cautious and flexible. With the future's inherent unpredictability, making significant financial moves without thorough consideration could lead to regret. Have you ever been thankful for pausing to reflect before making a major financial decision? Taking time to weigh your options ensures that you're making informed choices, safeguarding your resources, and setting yourself up for future stability.